Have you ever walked into a room where the air suddenly felt heavy, even though nothing seemed unusual? Or met someone who just by standing nearby made your heart feel calm, as light as a morning breeze? That's not a coincidence. It's not just intuition or a vague feeling. It's energy. The kind that's present in every moment of life, though not everyone is quiet enough to hear it. We live in a material world, yet exist as vibrating beings. Your body emits waves, your heart radiates an electromagnetic field. Your emotions create the atmosphere around you. And every moment you think, feel, remember, love, or get angry, you are broadcasting a frequency. Whether you realize it or not, you are living like a transmitter, and life is responding to you based on that very frequency. Since ancient times, sages have spoken of life force, chakras, and auras. Ancient civilizations believe that human beings are living energy systems. And when that energy is disrupted, the body, emotions, and even fate fall into disorder. Today, modern science is beginning to affirm these insights through measurable data. From studies on the biofield and heart frequency to Kirlian aura photography and quantum physics, where all matter is recognized as vibrating energy. And you, though just a tiny being in a vast universe, are a luminous microcosm, alive, resonating, and interconnected with all existence. What you once called gut feeling is in fact the intelligence of the soul, a silent wisdom that never vanished, only waiting for you to listen again. On this journey, you won't be led merely through theory. You'll be invited to remember that you are not just a body, not just thoughts, but a vibrating being, with rhythm, with light, with influence. And if you're living a reality that leaves you tired, chaotic, or yearning for something deeper, pause and ask yourself, am I broadcasting the wrong frequency? Have I forgotten how to listen to the vibrations of my own soul? This video doesn't aim to prove anything. It is simply a doorway, and behind that door is something you may have once known, but have long forgotten. There are things you've felt for a long time, but never had names for, like the chill down your spine when someone you dislike enters the room, or the quiet ease of sitting beside someone who says nothing, yet somehow makes you feel safe. Like a touch that softens your heart, or a gaze that stirs your soul without needing explanation. These moments are not random. They're signs that you are sensing energy, not with eyes, not with ears, but through a deeper, more subtle mechanism, the living energy fields that you and others carry within. For thousands of years, ancient civilizations understood this truth. The ancient Indians described the chakra system, 7 energy centers along the spine, like wheels of light governing emotions, physical health, and spirit. The Chinese spoke of qi, an invisible life force flowing through meridians that nourish the body. The ancient Egyptians, Incan shamans, Native American medicine men, all believed humans possess an invisible light, a pure vibration connecting them to both inner and outer worlds. They had no measuring devices, only observation, but they saw clearly. When a person's internal energy was disturbed, everything around them became disturbed too. Today, modern science is slowly validating what our ancestors already knew. Quantum physics reveals that atoms, the fundamental building blocks of matter, are mostly empty space. Within them, particles don't stand still, they vibrate continuously. If all matter is made of atoms, it means you are not solid. You are condensed energy. Your body, when looked at deeply enough, is a highly complex vibrational system, emitting waves every second. You are a living energy field. Invisible perhaps, but completely real. Your heart, often thought of as just a blood pump, is actually the most powerful energy center in the body. According to research from the Heart Math Institute, the electromagnetic field generated by the heart is 60 times stronger than the brain's, and it can extend several feet beyond your body. This field isn't static, it shifts constantly with your emotions. When you feel love, gratitude, peace, the heart field stabilizes and expands, creating a positive resonance with others. When you feel anger, jealousy, or hurt, it becomes chaotic, contracts, and broadcasts conflict. This means you are not just immersed in your own energy, you're affecting others through it too. Kirlian photography, a technique used to capture the biofield around living bodies, has revealed fascinating truths. When people are in balance in positive states, their energy fields appear stable, radiant, and expansive. Under emotional distress, chronic stress, or unresolved wounds, these fields become distorted, fragmented, or darkened. Even if invisible to the naked eye, they still exist, acting like a mirror, reflecting your internal state to the world around you. Your energy system isn't limited to one layer. Beyond your physical body, the one you can see, exist more subtle layers. The emotional body, holding unprocessed emotional energy. The mental body, carrying the vibrational frequencies of beliefs and thought patterns. The spiritual body, the deepest layer, where your soul's purest essence resides. Together, these layers form what many call the aura, a field that surrounds and permeates your entire being. When one layer is imbalanced, the whole system is affected. An emotional wound can cause physical disorders. A negative belief can weaken your life force. A spiritual fracture can leave you lost in daily life, even if everything on the outside looks successful and complete. The good news is, you are not a helpless victim of this energy system. You can change it. You can raise your vibrational frequency by changing how you live, think, and feel. You can heal old wounds, correct distorted signals, and cleanse your field to become clearer, brighter, and freer. Just as an instrument can be retuned, you can retune your entire energetic being to play the truest, most beautiful melody that aligns with your soul. And when you do, you won't just feel better. You'll begin to see life shift. Old people will fade away. New things will arrive. Everything in your life, from opportunities and health to relationships, will start reflecting the new frequency you emit. Not because you tried to attract something, but because you became it. Because you changed the frequency. In the next part, we'll go deeper into the nature of frequency, to understand why each person lives in their own private world, and how you can absolutely shift your reality from the inside out. The journey isn't over, it's only just begun. Imagine yourself as a radio, not one that receives signals, but one that transmits them. Each day, you're sending out a unique frequency, an invisible signal created by your thoughts, emotions, and the life energy flowing within you. What's remarkable is that this frequency determines everything. How you see the world, how the world responds to you, and the kinds of people, situations, and opportunities you attract into your life. If you constantly live in anxiety, you'll find yourself surrounded by unease. If you're steeped in anger, you'll notice frequent conflict. But if you live in love, gratitude, and peace, you'll experience a softer, more open world, one that starts to smile back at you in unexpected ways. This isn't an empty affirmation or a blindly optimistic philosophy. This is how energy works, and it's been affirmed by both ancient spiritual systems and modern scientific research. Quantum physics shows that everything is energy, including your thoughts and emotions. And by the law of resonance, two entities vibrating at the same frequency will naturally attract, interact, and influence each other. Wherever you vibrate, you attract what matches. The world is not something that happens to you. It is a reflection of the frequency you emit in every moment. You may not realize it, but you are always living within an energy field shaped by your habitual thoughts, recurring emotional states, and the beliefs you carry from the past. These elements blend together to form a baseline frequency, the invisible touchpoint between you and your reality. When you feel stuck in repetitive cycles, the same kinds of people, repeated wounds, recurring challenges, it isn't fate carved in stone. It's your frequency repeating itself. You're broadcasting unconsciously, and life is responding in kind. But the miracle is this: you can change your frequency at any moment, without anyone's permission, without perfect conditions, just by becoming aware of yourself. Scientists at the HeartMath Institute have studied the electromagnetic field of the heart and discovered that positive emotions such as love, gratitude, and forgiveness generate a stable, coherent wave that's easily shared and synchronized with others. In contrast, negative emotions like fear, stress, or resentment disrupt the heart's field, creating incoherence and negatively affecting the nervous system, hormones, and even social connection. This means you're not just living in your own frequency, you're also influencing the frequency of others. A truly peaceful person can make the entire space around them feel lighter. Someone holding unresolved pain can make others feel tense without saying a word. Healing doesn't mean forcing yourself to be positive all the time. It's a subtle process of observing the frequency you carry, then gradually transforming it through presence, self-compassion, and new choices with every breath. You don't need to fake happiness when you're feeling torn inside. You simply need to be honest with your current energy, then slowly nurture a new vibrational state through small practices. A moment of stillness, a word of gratitude, a kind gesture, a silent act of forgiveness in your heart. Your frequency isn't about fleeting emotions. It lies in where you return to often. It's the home within you. If that inner home is filled with anxiety, life will feel unstable. If that place is a sanctuary of love, life will soften around you. And once you tune your frequency, you'll find yourself no longer swept away by circumstances, but becoming the conscious creator of your reality through the very vibrations you choose to live with. In the next part, we'll explore the internal energy map of the human being, the chakra system, where layers of your energy operate like spiritual wheels, directly influencing your emotions, behavior, health, and your connection to the world. Once you understand the chakras, you won't just know yourself more clearly, you'll also discover how to balance, heal, and elevate your life frequency in a deeply transformative way. If you are a living energy system, then chakras are the connection points, the invisible wheels that carry life force throughout your body and soul. Chakra in ancient Sanskrit means wheel. Not wheels made of iron or stone, but swirling vortexes of energy that spin vertically from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Each of these vortexes corresponds to a region of the body, a layer of emotion, a stage of conscious development, and beyond that, a gateway between the physical and the spiritual. There are 7 main chakras aligned along your central energy channel: root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. Each chakra is an information center, not only carrying life energy, but also storing emotional memories, unhealed wounds, and soul lessons you are still carrying. They are like doors, opening or closing depending on how you live, how you feel, and how you perceive yourself. The root chakra, located at the base of the spine, is the foundation of life, the feeling of safety, existence, and belonging. When out of balance, you may fall into feelings of scarcity, fear, and anxiety about money, shelter, or survival. When this chakra is strong, you feel grounded in your body, connected to the earth and reality. You can stand firm in the middle of a storm because a solid pillar exists within you. A bit higher is the sacral chakra, the home of creativity, pleasure, desire for life, and instinctual joy. This is the center of emotional flow and your ability to give and receive. If you've ever felt creatively dry, unable to enjoy simple pleasures, or guilty for allowing yourself happiness, your energy here may be blocked. The higher you go, the more you touch the elevated aspects of your being. The solar plexus chakra, located in the upper abdomen, is the seat of personal power, will, decision-making, and action. It's the center of who am I in this world. When unbalanced, you may feel lost, lack motivation, or on the contrary, become controlling, overly burdened, or afraid of losing power. But when this energy flows freely, your actions stem not from fear or pressure, but from inner clarity and strength. Next is the heart chakra, the bridge between the 3 lower, physical chakras and the 3 upper, spiritual ones. The heart is not just a blood-pumping organ, it's the sacred connection between people, between you and the universe. When the heart chakra is opened, love, compassion, and forgiveness flow naturally. But when it closes, due to loss, betrayal, or pain, you may struggle to love, to trust, to open up, even to yourself. Moving up, you reach the throat chakra, the center of expression, truth, and authentic voice. How many times in life have you suppressed your thoughts, silenced your real emotions to please others, or used words as weapons, hurting yourself or those around you? The throat chakra is not just your voice, it is the voice of your soul. When it shines, you speak with timing, grace, and heart. When it dims, your throat may feel tight, not from illness, but from all that was never spoken. Higher still is the third eye chakra, also known as the inner eye. This is the center of intuition, imagination, and the ability to see beyond reality. It doesn't make you a prophet, but it allows you to live with wisdom, to discern what is real, what is illusion, and what arises from deep insight rather than fear. When balanced, this chakra lets you walk your path guided by your inner light. No external guide needed. Finally, there is the crown chakra, the connection to something beyond the ego, to the universe, the divine, and the state of oneness every soul longs to return to. Not everyone reaches this energetic level. It requires total surrender, deep trust, and the dissolving of the ego into a greater flow. But when awakened, you no longer feel lost in this world, for you know you are always connected, always guided, always a part of something larger than yourself. The chakra system is not something mystical or overly esoteric. It is a living map within you, a real map, one you can feel, heal, and awaken. And when you truly listen to your body, your emotions, and your soul, you'll begin to sense how each of these energy wheels is spinning. Some may be stuck, some overactive, some completely shut down, and from that awareness you can begin the journey of tuning them, like an artist retuning an instrument that has long fallen silent. In the next part, we will explore the aura, your energetic field, where all the energy you've ever released, carried, or left behind in the spaces you've moved through is stored. And maybe for the first time, you'll understand why you can feel others before they even speak a word. There is something you've never seen, yet it always surrounds you. It doesn't glow like in fantasy films, nor does it have vivid colors like a painting, but it's there, quietly enveloping you like a second layer of air. This is the aura, the bioenergetic field, an energy layer surrounding the physical body, where everything you've ever felt, thought, or experienced is stored. It doesn't speak in words, yet it always whispers something to those sensitive enough to feel it. When you enter a room and sense that someone feels radiant or heavy before they say a word, you are likely perceiving their aura. Aura is not a single layer, but a collection of multiple energy layers, each corresponding to different levels of your body, mind, soul system. The closest layer to your body is the biophysical field, reflecting your physical health. Beyond that is the emotional body, which holds current emotional states or suppressed feelings. Next is the mental body, where thoughts, beliefs, and mental patterns radiate energy. The farthest is the spiritual body, connecting you with the energy of the soul, deep memories, and even subtle empathic capacities. These layers are in constant motion, interwoven, breathing with you, expanding or contracting depending on your inner state. The aura stores both your light and your shadows. Positive emotions like love, gratitude, and compassion brighten and expand the energy field, making it soft and radiant. Negative emotions like anger, resentment, or shame shrink the aura, creating dense spots or cold zones within your field. Unhealed traumas, such as childhood fears, unresolved loss, or the pain of rejection, can leave imprints in your aura in the form of blockages or recurring disturbed frequencies. This is why you may enter an empty room and still feel uneasy, because the aura of those who previously occupied it still lingers, like a scent that hasn't faded. Modern science has begun to recognize the aura as a measurable phenomenon. Kirlian photography, developed in the 1940s, captures the energy field emitted by living bodies and shows clear changes in that field when a person experiences emotional shifts or stress. Energy biologists refer to the aura as the biofield, a subtle electromagnetic field surrounding the body, which can interact with the environment and be influenced by psychological, social, and environmental factors. This research affirms what ancient sages once perceived intuitively, that you not only feel others, but also leave behind your own energetic imprint wherever you go, like an invisible trace. What's important is that the aura isn't static. It changes constantly with your inner rhythms. If you live in prolonged anxiety, your aura becomes weak, fragmented, like a thin mist easily pierced. But if you meditate, stay centered, and live with love, your energy field becomes clear, fluid, and protective, like a cloak of light. When the aura is strong, you're less affected by negative energy from others. You stay balanced amid chaos, better discerning who is sincere and who carries heavy emotions. When the aura is weak, you tire easily, lose direction, and absorb others' emotions to the point where you can't distinguish what is truly yours. Caring for your aura doesn't require medicine or tools. It requires sensitivity in how you live each day. Every positive thought, every action from the heart, every quiet breath is a way to cleanse and renew your aura. Meditation, prayer, light visualization, healing music, emotional journaling, time in nature, all help restore your biofield naturally. And most importantly, when you live in truth with yourself, your aura becomes transparent. No need for defense, no need for masks, for your truth is the purest light you can radiate. In the next part, we'll explore a deeper scientific perspective on the entire bioenergetic system, what researchers now call the biofield, and why science is finally beginning to relearn the language that the human soul has always known, long before we ever had measuring devices. For thousands of years, those who lived close to nature and in tune with the rhythms of the earth and sky have known that human beings are more than just physical bodies. They sense that we also possess finer, more subtle, more vibrational layers of energy. They had no instruments, no laboratories, but they had sensitivity, keen observation, and an unshakable belief that every living being is surrounded by a field of living light. Today, modern science has given that light a more precise name: the biofield, the human energy field. It is no longer a vague concept, but a legitimate subject of study at respected scientific institutions, including the National Institutes of Health, NIH, the UCLA Center for Energy Medicine Research, and hundreds of peer-reviewed studies published in international biomedical journals. The biofield is understood as a complex energy field that surrounds and permeates the human body, functioning as a non-physical communication system with a measurable influence on physiological, psychological, and emotional processes. It doesn't just cover the skin. It penetrates every cell, connects organ systems, and instantly reflects balance or disturbance within the body. Scientists describe the biofield as an electromagnetic information network, where the body sends and receives signals to regulate self-healing, synchronize the nervous system, harmonize hormones, and enhance natural resilience. One of the most groundbreaking contributions in this field comes from the HeartMath Institute. Their research shows that the human heart is not just a blood pump, but an emotional center with intelligence, emitting a powerful electromagnetic field that can be detected with sensitive magnetometers and extends 2 to 4 meters around the body. What's remarkable is that this energy field changes with emotion. When you feel gratitude, love, and peace, the biofield becomes stable, coherent, and well-structured. When you feel stress, anger, or emotional turmoil, the field becomes distorted, unstable, and directly affects heart rate, brain waves, and immune function. This validates what was once thought to belong solely to mysticism. Emotions don't just live in the mind, they radiate throughout the body and into the space around you. Another tool used to capture the biofield is Kirlian photography, a technique that visualizes the light emitted by living organisms. These experiments reveal noticeable shifts in the energy field when subjects are exposed to positive or negative emotions, during meditation, prayer, or even simply when receiving love. Images of light surrounding a fingertip, a leaf, or a flower offer visual proof that every living being shines in its own way, and that glow reflects an internal state that cannot be hidden. The biofield is not just science validating ancient intuition, it also opens new doors for medicine. Many researchers are exploring how biofield technologies could be used in diagnosing and treating chronic illness, neurological disorders, emotional imbalance, and long-term stress. By measuring the body's vibrational frequency, disturbances may be detected before they manifest as physical disease. This shows us that energy is not something abstract to believe in, but living data that can be sensed, measured, and even influenced to promote healing. Yet the most important realization doesn't lie in technology or theory. It lies in the fact that anyone can access their own biofield. You don't need equipment. You simply need to return to your own sensitivity. When you sit in silence, meditate, place your hand over your heart, and breathe slowly and deeply, you are entering your biofield. When you observe your emotions without judgment, you are cleansing it. When you laugh, when you feel grateful, when you love without condition, you are restoring subtle balance to your entire energy system. And when you understand that energy can be measured, tuned, and healed, you will also understand that life is not a string of random events coming at you from the outside. It is the intelligent response of the universe to the frequency you emit each day. You are not controlled by the world. You are the broadcaster. And the biofield is the scientific evidence that you can reprogram your reality, not through surface-level willpower, but through deep vibration from within. In the next part, we'll dive into the emotional dimension and understand why every feeling, whether it is love or fear, is a form of energy with its own frequency, shaping not just your mood, but influencing the entire energy field that surrounds you. You may have thought that emotions are just something that happens inside you, fleeting chemical reactions that quickly disappear. but the truth is quite different. Emotions are not just within you. They are a real form of energy. They carry subtle weight. They have specific vibrational frequencies. And every time you feel something, love, fear, anger, gratitude, you are emitting a measurable frequency that can influence not only your own energy field, but also the fields of those around you. Each emotion is like a musical note that emanates from your being. Positive emotions such as love, gratitude, compassion, and genuine joy vibrate at high frequencies, creating stable, harmonious, uplifting waves of energy. Negative emotions like fear, guilt, sadness, and anger vibrate at low frequencies, producing heavy, chaotic energy that can pull your entire energetic system into stagnation. This is not philosophy. This is an energetic law, supported by scientific research, particularly the work of Dr. David R. Hawkins, who developed the map of consciousness, measuring emotions based on their vibrational frequencies. According to his research, the frequency of love vibrates at around 500, gratitude around 540, deep peace above 600, while guilt and shame register below 50, low enough to weaken the immune and nervous systems. What matters most is this: the emotions you nurture over time not only shape your mood, but also alter the entire structure of your biofield, the energy field that surrounds you. When you're angry, the biofield becomes erratic, unstable, and its light becomes distorted and constricted. When you forgive, practice compassion, or open your heart, the biofield expands, radiates, and flows like gentle waves. Emotions that accumulate over time don't just stay in your heart. They become encoded signals embedded in every layer of your energy, in every cell, in every wavelength you emit each day. These emotional frequencies can attract matching experiences, because energy always resonates with similar energy. A person living in fear will draw in things that reinforce their fear. A person who carries gratitude will naturally begin to notice more and more reasons to be thankful. Emotions are not meant to be suppressed or ignored. They are signals, guides, whispers from your soul asking to be seen, embraced, and transformed. The mistake is not in having negative emotions, it's in allowing them to become your default frequency, looping endlessly like a sad song that never stops. Healing doesn't happen when you're no longer angry or not afraid anymore, but when you can stand within those emotions with mindful presence, without judgment, without being swept away, simply breathing with them until they dissolve like clouds in the wind. Every emotion you choose to cultivate is a declaration to the universe of the frequency you want to live in. When you choose love, not because life is perfect, but because it's the vibration you want to embody, you are reprogramming your entire energy system. When you choose forgiveness, not to ease someone else's burden, but to set yourself free, you are clearing the energy blockages rooted in the past. When you feel gratitude, even while life remains chaotic, you are opening the door for light to enter vibrational layers you've never accessed before. Emotions are energy, and you can learn to dance with this energy like an inner artist. You don't need to force yourself to be positive all the time. You just need to be honest about what you're feeling and compassionate enough not to judge yourself for still being angry, sad, or wounded. Every emotion, when seen through the eyes of love, has the potential to become light. In the next part, we'll go deeper into the energetic interplay between human beings, exploring why just being near someone can either drain you or uplift you. Because your energy field is not just something you live in, it's something you share wordlessly. Have you ever met a complete stranger and, within just a few minutes, felt invigorated, as if some invisible sunlight were radiating into your chest? And then there are times when you enter a conversation and leave feeling exhausted, short of breath, and mentally heavy, even though the person only spoke of ordinary things. You don't know why, but you can feel it clearly. Something in the air has shifted. That isn't your imagination. It's energetic interference. Each person is a living vibrational field, and when two people enter each other's space, their energy fields begin to read one another, adjust, clash, or harmonize. This happens continuously, silently, beneath the threshold of awareness. You don't need to touch, speak, or even look, yet you can still be influenced by someone's energy because your fields are interacting. Some people carry warmth, openness, and ease. Just their presence makes you feel more comfortable. Others, without saying a word, create pressure or heaviness that makes you feel less like yourself. You might call it intuition or a gut feeling, but in truth, it's a vibrational exchange. The interaction between two energy fields is like two musical instruments placed close to each other. If one string vibrates, the other, if tuned to the same frequency, will naturally resonate. If not, the sound becomes dissonant and jarring. Human communication works the same way. When you vibrate at a low frequency, like fatigue or stress, you're more likely to be pulled down further when near someone negative. But if you are in a stable, peaceful state, you can maintain your frequency or even uplift others. Because energy is contagious, whether or not you say a word, others feel you and you feel them. This explains why some relationships make you feel smaller. You constantly have to strain, compromise, or adjust your energy to avoid hurting the other person. You enter with love but end up feeling depleted, lost, and unsure why. It's not weakness, it's that your energy field is being influenced, adapting to an incompatible vibration. And the reverse is also true. Some people show up like sunshine in winter, not trying to save you, not even doing much, but just by being themselves, they inspire you to be your best version. Energetic interference is strongest in close relationships, family, close friends, romantic partners, trusted colleagues. You're not just exchanging words or actions, you're exchanging energy, like invisible currents passing through clothes, walls, and into the deepest layers of another's being. Without mindfulness, you can be swept up in another's field, feel emotions that aren't yours, carry burdens that don't belong to you. You get angry without knowing why. You feel sadness without a source. You feel drained but stay out of obligation. That's when you've merged too deeply with another's energetic system and forgotten who you are. To reclaim yourself, you don't need to withdraw from the world. You just need to return to your center. To recognize what is your emotion and what is someone else's frequency. To know when you're empathizing and when you're being overrun. To breathe deeply and reestablish soft yet firm energetic boundaries. To remember that you don't need to fix anyone nor carry someone's sorrow like a debt. And know this, every time you return to your natural equilibrium, you emit a calm, healing energy that lights up the space around you without effort. Energetic exchange is a natural part of human life, but once you become aware of it, you're no longer a victim of depletion or misalignment. You become the master of your own vibrational space. You choose who enters. You choose the state you want to maintain. You choose relationships that nourish rather than drain. And with that clarity of energy, you begin attracting people who resonate with no need to struggle or pretend, just by being your true self. You know your body needs to be cleansed daily. But what about your energy? Have you ever paused to ask yourself, what am I carrying today that doesn't belong to me? How much energy have I absorbed from the world through glances, words, and others' anxieties without even realizing it? We live in a constant flow of vibration. Every conversation, every place we pass through, every unprocessed emotion leaves a trace in the biofield, the energy field surrounding us. If not cleansed, these traces accumulate and manifest as an unexplainable heaviness, chronic fatigue, irritability, confusion, loss of joy. You feel not yourself but don't know why. That's when your soul begins to whisper, "Cleanse me." Energy cleansing isn't mystical or foreign. It's a profound, compassionate art of living. Just like cleaning a room, energy clearing is an act of returning, of putting things back in place, releasing what's old, heavy, and no longer serving your growth. There are many ways to cleanse energy and no one method is absolute. Each person has their own rhythm, their own ritual, their own resonance, but all begin with one common point: awareness. Once you realize you're carrying too much, you've already begun the process. Sometimes it's as simple as a deep, slow breath that reconnects you with inner stillness. Sometimes it's sitting in silence, doing nothing, just observing emotions as they float by. You may write down your burdens and burn the paper, offering it back to the universe. You might sit beneath a tree, place your hand on the earth and whisper, "Help me let this go." Or step into a stream, a warm bath, a soft rain, imagining old energy washing away. That's not fantasy, it's a sacred inner ritual. Sound can also cleanse. A bell, meditation music, 432 Hz frequencies, all act like waves rippling into the depths of your energy field. Scent is a subtle tool too. Frankincense, lavender, sandalwood. Not just pleasant but vibrationally expansive. Light, especially candlelight or early sunlight, has the power to illuminate even the darkest corners of your aura. And forgiveness, not for others but for yourself, is the most powerful cleanser of all. It touches the deepest places where you hide guilt, regret, or inner conflict. But most foundational is presence. When you are truly present with yourself, not judging, not fleeing, not trying to fix anything, you create a space of natural healing. Because energy simply needs to be witnessed to begin transforming. Pain, when met with compassion, softens. Heavy blocks, when placed in love, begin to dissolve. You don't need to force yourself to stay positive. You just need to be honest with what you're carrying and gradually let it go, like a leaf drifting from a branch in autumn. Cleanse your energy like a daily ritual, gentle, consistent, like brushing your teeth or going to bed on time. Not for anyone else, not because it's trendy, but because you deserve to live in a space of vibrant, clear energy where you can hear your true voice without the noise of yesterday. When you cleanse your energy, you're not just healing yourself. You become a healing presence for others. You enter a room and the room feels lighter. You touch someone and they feel seen. You speak a simple sentence and it lands like a prayer. In the next part, we'll explore how to raise your vibrational frequency, not by forcing positivity, but by fully living in your own purity and truth, so that you not only feel energy, but begin to consciously create your reality from the light within you. Many people hear about raising your frequency and assume it means being constantly optimistic, always cheerful, always thinking positively, always smiling even when you're breaking inside. But the truth is different. Raising your frequency isn't about denying your shadow, repressing sadness, or sugarcoating pain. It is a journey back to your deepest authenticity, where you no longer live from a contracted ego, but from an expanded soul, where you don't try to become light, but simply stop hiding the light you've always had. A high frequency isn't about loud laughter or positive words. It's when you enter a space and bring serenity without needing to prove anything. It's when you listen to someone in pain without trying to fix them. It's when hardship arises and you don't react with fear, but with presence. It's when you choose honesty over approval, release over clinging, gratitude over blame. These acts don't need drama or spotlights. They are small and quiet, but they carry high-frequency vibrations because they come from a being no longer controlled by fear. Raising your vibration is the process of purifying your inner world. Each time you forgive, a layer of dense energy is released. Each time you take responsibility and choose to heal, a new dimension of light opens within you. Each time you love without control, feel gratitude without condition, you're not just shifting your inner state, you're changing the frequency you broadcast to the world. And the universe, operating like a delicate mirror, will realign everything to match the new frequency you now live in. There are countless ways to raise your vibration each day. They don't have to be complex or mystical. It could be a sip of water taken with gratitude, walking barefoot on the earth, listening to the wind, hugging yourself when you feel fragile, offering a kind word to a stranger, meditating in silence, or writing down dreams you've never dared to say aloud. Each small act is a new wavelength, cleansing the old energetic layers and lifting you beyond fear, anxiety, and limitation into a current of love, freedom, and clarity. Raising your frequency doesn't mean you'll never feel sad, disappointed, or angry again. It means you're no longer unconsciously swept away by those emotions. You'll still feel, but now you'll have space within to observe, rather than dissolve. You'll learn to step out of reactive patterns and choose to respond from soul-level wisdom. You'll stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin asking, "What frequency am I vibrating at that called this into my life?" This isn't self-blame, it's reclaiming your power to shape reality. When you begin living at a higher frequency, change unfolds in silence. Old people gradually drift away. Old environments no longer feel aligned. Dreams you once chased may no longer resonate. And in their place, new spaces, people, and opportunities arrive. Ones that feel lighter, more real, more complete, as if you've finally tuned into the true wavelength of your soul. Because the world doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your vibration. Raising your vibration is a choice. every day, in every moment, in each word you speak, in every thought you entertain, in every reaction you pause and choose anew. You don't need to become the perfect version of yourself. You just need to become the awakened version, slower, deeper, more present, and from there, more radiant. There are people who strive all their lives, studying, working hard, doing everything right, yet life feels stuck, looping in struggle. And there are others with fewer resources, less talent by societal standards, yet they seem to attract good fortune, meaningful relationships, and a life filled with freedom and creativity. Why? The answer isn't luck, it's vibration. Destiny isn't something pre-written for you. Destiny is the sum of everything you are constantly broadcasting. What you believe is possible, what you feel you deserve, what you choose to keep or release. All of these signals, from thoughts to emotions, unconscious patterns to behaviors, form a real, measurable, vibrating energetic map. And that map draws matching experiences into your life. If you believe that love must be a struggle, you'll attract relationships that make you fight for connection. If you believe that money only comes through sacrifice and exhaustion, you'll subconsciously reject easier paths. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll encounter people, jobs, and events that reflect that frequency. Not because life is cruel, but because the universe always responds honestly to what you broadcast, not what you say you want. Vibration is a law of life, not a belief system. It doesn't listen to your words. It listens to your being. You may pray for peace, but if you live in resistance and rage, you're transmitting a different signal. You may affirm you deserve love, but if your inner world is filled with guilt, fear of abandonment, and self-rejection, your vibration is short and fragmented, unable to hold the beauty you're asking for. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And that's where true power begins. Because if you're the one broadcasting the signal, you can also change the song. Not by fixing yourself, but by returning to your soul's original vibration, the one that is whole, worthy, radiant, and alive. When you shift your frequency, what no longer resonates will fall away. Not because you force it, but because you're no longer a match for it. You've moved into a new rhythm. And in that rhythm, beauty, love, health, truth, and creativity find you like a natural response. So the most important question isn't, what should I do to change my destiny, but rather, what frequency am I living in? Is it rooted in fear-based beliefs or in conscious awareness? Is it coming from a soul returning home or from a self still running away? Is it drawing in what truly honors your heart or keeping you stuck in outdated patterns? And more importantly, are you willing to choose again? When you raise your vibration not once, but every day, you stop needing to control destiny. You're no longer pushed around by external waves, you become the wave maker. And the vibrational current you live in becomes the loom that weaves your reality. When you live in the frequency of love, with no conditions, you find yourself surrounded by sweetness. When you live in the vibration of gratitude, even for old wounds, you see that wounds are not burdens, but doors. When you live in the vibration of light, you become the light others feel, simply by your presence. And in the end, you realize, destiny is not a place you're pushed toward, it's a place you are actively walking into, one vibration at a time, one choice at a time, one fully present moment at a time. If you've come this far, something inside you has likely been stirred. And you know, this journey isn't about knowing more, but remembering what your soul has always known. You are energy, you are vibration, you are light, and this world is waiting for you to live as that. Perhaps throughout your life you've often asked, who am I? At times you may have believed you were just your name, your body, your roles, your responsibilities, your old wounds, but something deeper has always whispered, that you are more expansive, more luminous, more refined, that you are not just skin and memory, but living vibration, resonating and dancing with the universe in every moment. Now you know, every emotion you carry, every thought you repeat, every presence you choose creates a frequency. And that frequency is painting your life, drawing in experiences, people, challenges, and miracles alike. You are not a victim of life. You are a broadcasting station, shaping your reality through your inner resonance. No one needs to give you permission. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. All you need is to return to yourself, to full presence, to unconditional love, to the true vibration of the soul you've forgotten in the rush of life. In that moment, you no longer need to search for light, because you are the light you've been searching for. And when you live as a being of vibration, wisdom, and conscious choice, in every moment, you not only change your life, but you contribute to raising the frequency of the entire world. That journey doesn't require perfection. It only asks that you be awake, vibrating in truth, and let that light ripple out like waves of peace into this chaotic world. If this video awakens something in you, a distant memory, a deep silence, or simply a longing to live more truthfully, please like, subscribe, and share it with those souls who are finding their way home. Because this world needs more of us remembering who we truly are. And the journey is never lonely when we walk it together in light.